Yeah, he's like, nah, nah, nah. I'll tell you I goon. I'll tell you I do all sorts of shit. But watching videos of your girl getting paid, nah, nigga, like that's something that even if a dude is that thing, like he'd have to like it would have to be overly obvious for him to be like, yeah, it's true. You feel
People
me? The downfall of Larry Wheels' video by Bad Guy. Ah, yes, unfortunately, we have lost a legend to the dark side. Gooning, gooning internet, the gooning side of the internet.
from being one of the strongest men on the planet, competing in bodybuilding, arm wrestling, and being the face of the strength world, to succumbing to addictions,
And hear me out. The strongest, what do you
from
call it?
being one of the strongest men on the planet,
Yeah, second to me. I'm the strongest.
competing in bodybuilding, arm wrestling, and being the face of the strength world, to succumbing to addictions, cheating on his girlfriend, scamming his friends for money, and much, much more. How did someone
Mm.
who was basically at the top of the fitness and strength world throw it all away and end up becoming hated by almost everyone, despite being one of the most liked guys online for years? Back in 2018 to around 2022, Larold Williams was seen as the golden child of the strength world. He held multiple powerlifting world records, was in great physical condition, and his content was very enjoyable. Training with other guys, hitting PRs,
Yeah, now he makes Guna content. Like, if you check out his Instagram, I don't know about his YouTube, but his Instagram, yeah, it's filled with Guna content now.
seemingly every week, having a laugh suitable
Or just Turkish, not really just Guna, but also Turkish type of
for a
content.
James Bond villain, you know, the usual.
Rules are in place.
Then in 2019, Larry supposedly cheated on his girlfriend at the time, Chelsea King, which I'm not gonna go too much into detail on because it's an old story. But being a man on, let's say, a huge amount of supplements, a lot of messed up things happen to your body and also inside your brain.
He means steroids when he says a massive amount of
It's
supplements.
very normal for guys on stuff like Trenbolone to have, let's just say, different desires. And that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But when you start taking it out on other people, that's when it becomes a problem. Though being a likable man as he was, nobody really cared for this short-term controversy, and Larry eventually got back to making content, competing, and doing strongman, bodybuilding, all that good stuff. Then he said quite a few things which at the time he didn't really uphold, like the one time he said he was gonna quit taking anabolic steroids, but jumped on again after a few months. Or that
Yeah, bro, once you go into the dark side, you can't come back, nigga. That's why, me personally, bro, I'm gonna stay natural. I don't know, maybe until I'm like really old and I can say that I'm on my last legs, then I'm just gonna finish myself off with like all types of gear, bro, all types of steroids. Only when I'm really old,
one
though.
time he spoke about his addiction to corn, claiming that he
Mm.
virtually got broke because he spent so much money on campsites, spending up
Bruh, it costs nothing though. I'm not saying do it, but there's a way for it not to cost you money. But don't do it though. But all I'm saying is you don't have to spend the money, but don't do it.
to 5 figures a day according to himself, and even starting an OF account at some point. But at first everyone was supportive. He was seen as the most open and honest guy in the bodybuilding, strength and fitness industry. It certainly does take a lot to talk about this stuff online in front of millions of people, but this
Mm.
eventually backfired horribly, which we'll get back to later.
Yeah, the thing is, bro, if like your job is the internet, try not to put your personal life on it. Just do the thing you're supposed to do, like the job part of it. Don't overshare unnecessary stuff. Now everybody's looking at you crazy.
On. Still, Larry was very likable and continued his success online for years. However, just a few months ago it came out that Larry Wheels supposedly stole money from investors in his brand, PR, to buy his dream mansion in LA. According to papers, he owes a supposed 50,000 US dollars to a guy who wanted to purchase 3% of his company, a sum which the
Mm.
guy paid to Larry, but he never received what he was promised. Which to my knowledge is still an ongoing case, so it's important to note that nothing has really been settled. world. Still, being a guy who makes millions a year, you would expect Larry to pay up for what he owed, but to my knowledge, this hasn't been the case. And to make matters even worse, this wasn't just some random guy, but a close friend who actually worked with his brand before, and who himself took up a loan from his dad to buy in, and he invested a lot of his own savings to be part of that deal. Now, if you want the full story, I would recommend checking out John Bravo. He's a master at digging through cases like these, and I'll link the video in the description.
Yo, bruh, John Bravo is a menace, bruh. Like if you knew the videos he has made on Larry Wheels, bruh, that shit's crazy, bruh.
But this is bad enough on its own, and it says a lot about your character when you're literally scamming your friend to buy a mansion. But it gets worse. Recently, Larry has been caught up in some serious drama, where he's been called out for being a CUCK, which means you like seeing your woman get done by other guys.
How do you come back from this though, bruh? Like, how do you come back from being a cop, bruh? How do you come back from that? Just accept it if you are, bruh. Just embrace it. Who's going to judge you really, bruh? Like, you're this huge, big, tough guy. Who's going to be like, hey, you're wrong for that? Like, nah, just do you, bruh. If you're really into that, don't hide it because now it makes you look weird. Like, just accept it and be it. Like, don't try to hide it, bruh. It's already out in the open. And you aren't suing the people who said you should sue them if they're wrong. Just accept who you are, bruh. Who's gonna judge you if you actually accept it? Because people are only speaking crazy right now, bruh. Specifically because Larry is denying that shit. You feel me?
And his content has, let's just say, made quite a shift. From lifting weights, collabs with other fitness influencers and himself competing, to now posting a lot of short clips, a lot of which include his recent fiancée or wife, which hasn't been received well by his audience at all. At the same time, with all these CUCK allegations by guys like John Bravo again and also Greg Doucette, all of his collabs, which include his wife, are now seen more.
This nigga Rampage, bruh. This nigga is now in Larry Wheels' comments. I don't really check all the videos for all the comments, but like he comments even in shit he wasn't even in, bro. Like there are clips of while they're together like this, and then there are just clips of Larry Wheels and his wife, and like this nigga is in there commenting crazy, bro. And like if you knew what they say this nigga did to l- like they said, I'm not saying it's true, but like they said, you know, and then this nigga is always in the like, you feel me? He's lurking in the comments, bro. It's
As
crazy.
rituals than anything, because Larry has, let's just say, a few special desires, which I'm not really gonna delve into right here because this is a family-friendly channel. But after being called
Nah, this one ain't. The saying is a cuck.
out, Larry went on none other than Clavicular's stream, who is a whole
This is not a family-friendly channel. Watch alone or something. I might say something that I would regret. You feel me? So like, maybe you would not like people hearing you watching that thinking you agree with it. You feel me?
different type of guy, not exactly known for being the best type of guy, and says that no, none of these allegations are real, it's all made up. And that right there is where things really start to fall apart for Larry. Because look, nobody cares what Larry does in his private life. The fitness industry has seen way worse. Guys who've
Yeah, bro, for real. Like, if he would just accept it, no one would judge him. But he's denying it, and so they're clowning him for that.
blasted grams of tren, lied about being natural for decades, sold garbage supplements to teenagers, the grapefruit incident, and people have still kept their audience. That's not what kills your reputation. What kills your reputation is the change in you as a person, and when people stop respecting you and your antics, that's when you can start to fall off. Because Larry didn't build his brand on being some mysterious guy who never talks. He actually built it on being very open and honest about everything he does. The transparent guy who talked about his PED use, his personal struggles. The guy who tells you the ugly truth and admits when he's messed up. And for years, that worked beautifully for Larry Wheels.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine having to admit you're a cup, bruh? Can you imagine having to admit that shit? Yeah, he's like, nah. I'll tell you I goon. I'll tell you I do all sorts of shit. But watching videos of your girl getting piped, Nah, nigga, like that's something that even if a dude is that thing, like he'd have to like it would have to be overly obvious for him to be like, yeah, it's true. You feel
People
me?
respected him for admitting his steroid use. They respected him for talking about his addiction. They respected him for being open about his personal struggles. But the problem is when you're building your brand on honesty is that once people have seen that you actually lied to benefit yourself and to hurt
Mm.
others, that's when every speck of authenticity just gets blown away. And that is kind of what we're seeing right now. Now, it seems that Larry is just trying to make viral clips to farm views instead of what people actually came to see from him in the first place. Like
Exactly. Look at
to
this.
farm views instead of what people actually came to see from him
You see that his wife, he is as in like the wife that is his, as in like the person he chose to marry. The wife, I'm not sure is a wife or a fiance, whatever, but he chose her and she chose him. They chose each other. And now look at what she in particular is designing in front of him and laughing in his face about it. She designed this with AI. And this is supposed to be a rampage. That's what she designed. And look at how she's grabbing on he's grabbing on her. You feel me? And then like she designed this specifically and particularly. And like Larry Wills takes this and puts it on his own Instagram. Do you see why everyone is talking crazy about him?
in the first place. Like he recently punched a guy in the face for talking smack
That really looked like a slap. Like
actually came to see from him in the first place. Like he
this contract right here, it looks like this, not really like
recently
you see that the palm is still open. It's a slap, not a
punched a
punch.
guy in the face for talking smack about his wife, which many believe was scripted just to go viral. He also does a lot of these random collabs and supposedly deleting most comments regarding the most recent controversy.
Now, but I do kind of think like this dude, this thing, the one where he did a video. I forgot this nigga's name, but he's something something. They usually beat him up on stream. Yeah, I kind of do believe that this is scripted because there's this one clip of him saying he shot himself on stream, like trying to do a deadlift. Nigga, I've done deadlift. No matter how hard it is, I don't recall one point getting close to shitting myself at all, ever in my whole life. And I've done deadlifts multiple times. Not that I do them, but I have done them. Never once have I almost shat myself, let alone actually shat
The
myself.
face for talking smack about his wife, which many believe was scripted just to go viral. He also does a lot of these random collabs and supposedly deleting most comments regarding the most recent controversy, indicating that he's just not gonna cover them at all, which again is really sad when you've built a brand on being such an open and honest person. And even worse, he recently went up to an old man and started pressing the guy over photos that he believed he took of his wife, which by the way he didn't, which is just an insane thing to do, especially considering the guy was a fan.
The camera guy was telling me he took a photo of my wife. No, I took a photo of you. Is that me? Yeah.
It just shows that
Broski, is either this is some corny shit or just it was scripted and regardless it's still some corny shit.
his head isn't in the right place right now. Like, either he's doing it for clicks and attention, which you know is the name of the game of social media after all, or it's because he's insecure and feels the need to call out an old gentleman to look tough, while he didn't do the same thing to guys like Rampage Jackson when he did something arguably worse. Now, we don't know everything what's going on with Larry
Yeah, it's kind of like it's really easy to bully someone if you know they either won't fight back or can't fight back. You feel me? Because like you just know you'll destroy them. Yeah, he's probably a bully or just a corny ass nigga scripting useless stupid shit.
right now, but one thing here is probably true, and that is the PEDs that he's been using since he was 16 are finally catching up, and they definitely have ruined a big part of his thought pattern, his mindset toward things. Like, he probably wouldn't have those camgirl addictions if he wasn't on PEDs. He may not
Nah, nigga, like the chemical addiction thing. I'm pretty sure there are some niggas who are just too poor for it to be like they were spending 5 figures a day. You feel me? There are some niggas like that. And I don't think they're even on any type of steroid at all, or like any type of PEDs at all. But like they only like the money, bro. Like me as well, bro. Like there are some things I'm not doing specifically just because I don't have the money for it now. You feel me? But when I do have the money for that, all hell will break loose, bro. Subscribe.
cheated on his girlfriend or spent so much money on his addiction if he was natural. And there is quite a bit of research to back this up as well, like this study from the year 2000, which found that people on steroids are more prone to making reckless decisions and can even become more manic. There's also the research which backs up the claim of roid rage, where taking steroids can make you act up more when you eventually do become mad, like they boost irritability and they can cause people to become paranoid, anxious.
Yeah, bro, like this roid rage thing, bro, that's kind of one of the reasons why at my age right now I can't be on steroids, bro. Because like I have internal rage, bro. That internal rage builds up, but I think like me not being on steroids is kind of the only reason why I can hold that rage to an extent. Like it kind of pops out a little bit, but like I for the most part I can contain it. But being on steroids, bro, shit, nigga, I almost did something I would have regretted like earlier this year, as in like about a month ago, less than wait, it's April, slightly less than 2 months ago. I almost did something I would have regretted, bro. And to this day, I probably would have even been arrested. So like, I'm glad I contained myself. If I was on steroids, bro, y'all wouldn't be watching this video.
And even induce psychosis. Now, I'm not saying that Larry has any of these things, but excessive PED abuse for years, especially combined with an addictive personality, isn't exactly a recipe for success. At least cognitively, because his social medias are a hell of a success story. But does Larry Wheels deserve all of this recent hate? Primarily yes, but also no. In one regard, he's avoiding taking accountability for his actions and just not addressing anything, calling the claims made against him lies, and then making a huge swap in content which is evident in only being for clout at this point, not just because of the swap away from lifting, clip farming, and collabing with people known to do the same, but he also appears like he himself doesn't enjoy the content that he's making as much. Like, it's clear that this is not what he likes to do, which is doing both himself and his audience a massive disservice. I think that he would be much better off just addressing everything, getting his audience back, and just coming clean, sorting everything out in public, and I think that would make people respect him once again. Like, his current strategy just seems to be getting as much attention as possible, try to go viral with whatever is happening during a stream, which, yeah, it's a real strategy to grow on social media, but it's not the reason why people started following Larry Wheels in the first place, and it's definitely not how I know the guy, as somebody who has been watching his content for years.
Bruh, like, here's the thing, yeah, because like I believe like Larry Wills would easily get his audience back if even if like he wouldn't really address all this stuff being spoken about him, because like that could be too much work, bro. Like me personally, if that was me, bro, I'd look at it, bro, and I'd be like, shit, I gotta answer all these questions. Nah, the way he can redeem himself is to just go back to being Larry Wills, bro, posting workout stuff or workout related stuff, something like that, bro. Because like he literally can just do it. Like in his Instagram, his audience literally like bring back old Larry Wheels, because like they're sick and tired of this silly circus act thing here, bro.
I don't know, it's just a weird situation, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Whether
Yeah. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Does he like actually have to address it? Just like share your words of wisdom in the comments. You feel me? Also, let me know what you'd like me to react to next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.